Rai Uno's bold move for Akın Akınözü has everyone talking. Sandokan is reaching its first grand finale, but the story of this legend refuses to fade out. Welcome to Secrets Behind the Stars. Before we dive into today's video, don't forget to subscribe and support the channel, because what's unfolding around Akın Akınözü and Ebru Şahin is reshaping the way we talk about television, stardom, and the power of a couple that can move millions. A phenomenon has returned to the screen. Larger, more audacious, and impossible to ignore. Sandokan, on Rai Uno, has evolved beyond the boundaries of a series. It has become an event, the kind that pulls in seasoned viewers who remember the old magic and a new generation raised by digital platforms. In this revival, with Akın Akınözü at the helm, the audience grew and grew, averaging nearly 5 million viewers through its 8-episode run. And now, as the two-night finale arrives on December 15th and 16th, projections are bursting through the roof. But the question hanging in the air is the one that sends tremors through every fandom: is this the end, or the beginning of something far bigger? Today we're going to explore exactly that. The backstage currents around Sandokan, how Akın's performance altered the conversation, how Ebru Şahin added electricity and emotional weight, and what's truly happening with the second season everyone is begging for. Stay close, because by the end you may see this legend, and the couple at its core, in a completely new light. The return of Sandokan wasn't just a nostalgia play. It was a calculated, high-stakes bet that an iconic story, born from Emilio Salgueiri's Indo-Malaysian adventure, could be reborn for a time when attention is scattered and loyalty is hard-won. Casting Akın as Sandokan reframed the entire project, a Turkish star beloved for romantic intensity and principled heroes stepping into a mythic mantle shaped in the popular memory by Kabir Bedi. The result was immediate. The premiere cut through the noise. Each week, rather than dissolving into disposable entertainment, the plot deepened and the characters sharpened. And Sandokan did what few shows manage now. It united generations. Older viewers tuned in with curiosity and stayed for craft. Younger audiences, once reluctant to watch linear TV, followed the buzz from digital platforms straight to Rai Uno. That chemistry, between then and now, between memory and reinvention, gave the show a pulse that didn't fade when the credits rolled. December 15th and 16th were circled in red from the moment filming began. The final 2 episodes weren't designed as a tidy goodbye but as a crescendo. In corridors at Rai Uno, the talk was daring. If the series had never dipped below its high standard, why should the finale do anything less than soar? Confidence wasn't hype, it was earned, week after week. The physical transformation Akın underwent for this role, the discipline in stunt work and movement, and the sturdy emotional spine he built into Sandokan created a hero who commands rather than pleads for attention. Fans won't merely be watching a pirate chase glory. They'll be led through an ending where loyalty collides with power, where sacrifice is not theatrical but costly, and where love doesn't cancel danger, it makes it harder to walk away. That's where Ebru Şahin enters the frame as more than a co-star. She brought resolve and warmth that expanded the show's center of gravity. Her presence lifted the romantic currents into something rawer, braver, and more consequential, sharpening the stakes of every decision Sandokan makes. Together, Akın and Ebru turned quiet looks into promises and promises into battles with consequences. If you try to isolate one reason for Sandokan's success, the theory falls apart. It's a blend, a mosaic of choices that clicked. But it's impossible not to talk about the Akın effect. He arrived with a devoted Italian following, a reputation for intensity and focus, and then he shifted gears. This wasn't a polished contemporary heartthrob winking at the camera. This was an actor stepping into a legend, adjusting his voice, his stance, his very energy to inhabit a period epic. For younger viewers, he became something new, not just an attractive lead, but a myth-bearer. For those who remember Kabir Bedi, Akın's portrayal reads as a salute that never slides into imitation, respectful of legacy, fearless about ownership. Now pair that with Ebru Şahin's contribution. The conversations after each episode kept circling back to her. She refused to let the female lead be a backdrop. She pushed the arc forward, pressed on the hero, and asserted her own agency in the danger and the politics. Her on-screen strength flickered with vulnerability at precisely the right moments. And because she and Akın know how to meet each other's gaze without shrinking, their chemistry didn't feel manufactured. It felt like a bond tested by storms, sea storms on-screen, media storms off-screen. They trained together, worked through fight choreography and horse riding, and in quiet behind-the-scenes moments, supported each other when schedules stretched to breaking. Of course, no legend can stand on the shoulders of one performer alone. Sandokan's casting balanced gravitas with surprise. Alessandro Preziosi brought aristocratic weight and moral ambiguity into the frame. Ed Westwick, so often associated with urbane mischief, pushed toward menace, letting darkness pool in the corners of scenes that could have played as straightforward. Samuel Segredo arrived with youthful spark, a reminder that the next generation is always watching, always learning. Yet even with such a stacked deck, this never felt like a one-man or even a two-star show. It felt like an ensemble drama that knew how to spotlight its leads while enriching their world with characters who mattered. One gambit still divides living rooms and comment sections: distribution. First online, then Rai Uno. Traditionalists scoffed. But the experiment worked. Audiences discovered the series digitally, binged it, argued over it, clipped and shared it, and then gathered around televisions to watch the broadcast as appointment viewing. Meanwhile, people who came to it on Rai Uno found themselves drawn to replays and extras online. The friction between old habits and new appetites didn't break the show. It supercharged it. And when Akın and Ebru posted training snippets, behind-the-scenes laughs, or last-minute script nights, those posts fed a loop of curiosity that drove viewers back to the episodes. Given all this, any talk of Sandokan being a one-and-done project was fantasy. Even before the finale aired, whispers moved through production offices and late-night calls: Sandokan doesn't end here. And now that whisper has hardened into fact. A second season will be filmed. But here's the part that tests patience: the wait won't be short. This isn't the kind of show you toss together like a quick sequel. It's an undertaking that devours months. Locations across borders. Costumes and sets that must wear history without feeling like museum replicas. Scripts that escalate without losing soul. Coordinating cast calendars that now include international opportunities for Akın, a pack of new offers for Ebru, and the delicate choreography of a couple who must safeguard private life even as the public demands more. Producers could rush. They're choosing not to. The promise is a season that's bolder than the first and deeper where it counts. Leaked whispers hint at what bigger really means. The map stretches wider, jungles giving way to courts of power, harbors hiding teeth behind glitter, and waters that churn with commerce and conspiracy. Action scenes tighten and bruise, the camera holds a half-second longer on the wrist. Political currents rise until every personal choice becomes a declaration. And Sandokan himself, Akın Sandokan, walks a thinner line. Leadership asks more of him. Consequences grow sharper. The romance with Ebru's character refuses soft focus. It learns a harsher truth: love that survives a legend must learn to bend without breaking. She steps into command in arcs where the ground shifts under both of them. He teaches by example and learns by letting go. If rumors hold, Ed Westwick's antagonist drills deeper into obsession, Alessandro Preziosi returns with secrets that stain honor, and Samuel Segredo shoulders responsibilities he never saw coming. After the finale, the fandom won't fall silent. It will vibrate. Replay numbers will jump. Threads will bloom with screenshots and theories: what the red scarf signified, why that look lasted 2 beats longer than necessary, how a whispered line foreshadowed a choice no one wanted to see made. Every word from Akın will gust through timelines, every caption from Ebru will be parsed like a code. Did the couple's late-night comment about finding the eyes of the storm hint at a power shift next season? Was that training clip a tease for a sea ambush? Magazines will speculate, insiders will tease, then vanish. And through all of it, the couple at the center will do what they've learned to do: share enough to keep the flame bright, guard enough to keep something of their own. Sandokan is more than a period drama that landed on Rai Uno and hit a number. It's a pivot in Akın Akınözü's international trajectory. It's a bet by Italian television that the past can be remixed without becoming a parody. It's proof that classics breathe when real actors, real crews, and real risks meet at the right moment. And perhaps most strikingly, it's a case study in how a couple, on-screen collaborators, off-screen partners, can fortify each other's work. Watch closely and you'll see how Ebru's stillness gives Akın's volatility a home, how his intensity gives her resilience something grand to hold. This isn't just craft, it's trust made visible. So where does this leave us? With a finale on December 15th and 16th that ties off the first chapter while threading a path into the next. With a production team that refuses shortcuts. With a couple whose calendars are full but whose commitment to doing the work the right way seems even fuller. With a promise that the second season will tilt darker, scale bigger, and beat harder. The legend continues to be reborn, not simply as the tale of a pirate, but as the shaping of a television era. And yes, the making of a shared mythology for Akın Akınözü and Ebru Şahin. Tell us what you think. How should Season 2 sharpen the edge without dulling the heart? Did Akın just redefine the summit of his career, or is he still climbing? What territory should Ebru claim next to keep the power balance electric? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Tap like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because the next updates, the stray hints from set, the unreleased photos, the details nobody else catches, those are all coming right here. We'll be watching as the tide turns, as new sails fill, as a legend refuses to be contained by a single season. See you in the next video. The story of Sandokan, and of Akın and Ebru, has only just begun. Happy New Year!